Today we will test Tesla Model Y standard range with LFP battery. It's crazy cold, look at the wind, it's around -6 degrees outside, and we will test the consumption in this video. I want to go inside, look at this ice on the windows, crazy cold. And I want to test the consumption in the winter. Check this out, -5 degrees. A little bit earlier was like -6 degrees. It's crazy cold. We will reset the consumption and we will drive to see what will be the consumption with climatic system on auto low, of course, and also defrosting the wind shield wipers, because right now it's a little bit of ice there, and if you press this button you can see the ice, it's broken. This is super useful. And we leave it on low, automatic, 22 degrees, good temperature inside. I stay in the t-shirt. And real life highway, city, we will see the consumption. We start with 50%, 203 kilometers. Let's go to trip and let's reset the trip B. I want to reset the trip B. Where is trip? Reset trip B. Right now we just reset it and we will look at the trip B. So let's drive it, guys. Super exciting in this video. Not only that we will drive the car, but we will charge it at Tesla Supercharger with the car cold. It was stay here in the parking lot. The whole night was -8 degrees. I don't want to precondition the battery. After we drive, we go directly to the supercharging station, and then we will see there what will be the charging speed and how much time you will have to wait until the car will reach the final 100%, or what will be the charging speed. That will be really interesting for me, at least. Now the problem is that I find the car today with less tire pressure, 2.7. Usually it's 2.9 recommended. I have to go to put more air. That will it's very bad for tires because you can broke the tires, and also it's very bad for consumption. But I will go a little bit later to put a little bit more air. Usually when the temperature drop a lot, then you should put a little bit more air, and when the temperature is too high, you have to pay attention that the pressure in the tire is too high, so you have to take out a little bit more air until it's reached 2.9 bars. So this is recommended, or 4.2 psi. Anyway, climatic system, traffic, driving on the highway a little bit, and we will see in the end. Then after the trip, we will go also at charging station, and I will show you the charging speed. If we have time and place here to go in, will be nice, but nobody allows to go in. Maybe now. Thank you. And we stay one more time. It's great for the traffic, for the test. It's great because we have traffic. This is simulating the traffic. Until now on the B, trip B, we have 553 watt-hour per kilometer consumption. Ooh, such a big consumption. And we will see how many kilometers we drive, how many kilowatt-hour we spend, and the estimated, actually the real watt-hour kilometer consumption. It's nice. It's super warm inside. It's a very nice temperature. Even outside, even if outside here in this area we have some ice, inside the cabin it's pretty nice, pretty pleasant. Also, this model that I have with me, it comes with a new update, software update, where you can see the cars around you like objects, like a three-dimensional objects, and you can see even the paint on the road, down the lanes, how they are painting. So this is really interesting. I mean, it's much better than what was before. So it helps you much more to see what's happening around your car, and you can play with it a little bit like that. So even in parking lots you can see. This is interesting and I like it. I like the way they bring this new update. Also, even though you don't have that physical parking sensors, it helps you a lot parking close to other cars and other objects. You can understand a little bit better the distances between those cars. Also, this is the 3D map. The map, it looks also great. Love the map, and look how responsive it is. It's super responsive. And I saw that on new Model 3 Highland it's even more responsive than this one. Right now the thing is, when we stay in traffic we lose energy because we have the climatic system on. That's the thing. If we have it off, then we wouldn't have lost too much energy. But yeah, this is the real life, so we do it like a true test. Oh no, why? One more time. Again, red. That's really bad. That's really bad, but it's okay. For the test it's fine. It's just... And then we will go on the highway here. By the way, this is the Tesla Model Y standard range with LFP battery built in China. LFP battery perform worse in cold temperature, they say, and also charge slower, but they are safer, and they are also much more cheaper to build and to create, and they have a longer cycle lives than the other one. And we have consumption 770 watt-hour per kilometer, because we basically stay in just 100 meter for so long with heating on. That's happening, and you can see right now, yeah, you can see almost the ice from the wiper is almost gone because of this defrosting there. So this is super helpful, and I don't think you have it on Tesla Model 3 Highland, this windshield defrosting, that it's super helpful from my point of view. And you don't have also this one here. This is the extra, you can see this one. This is filtrating the air inside the cabin even more. You have extra filter there for very small particles and for gases and stuff like that. Super cool. Anyway, good temperature. I like the fact that the car, it's keeping the temperature inside pretty well, so the insulation is not bad, even though you have these frameless windows. Now the tires are a little bit soft, but after we drive a little bit on the highway, they will the pressure will go higher a little bit pretty fast. Wow, it's windy outside. I can hear the wind. It's super windy, and last night was super cold. The regenerative brake, it's still working a little bit, even though it's limited. If you press here, you can see this green sign. That means the regenerative brake, it's limited, but the good part is that it's not completely limited. That means you can still use a little bit of regenerative brake. That's super helpful. We are driving in chill mode, relaxing mode, so I don't want to drive too fast. I just drive in the speed limit. It's also pretty icy on the roads, so it's kind of dangerous to drive too fast right now. And we'll go on the middle lane. We will keep this distance like 100. It says here we drive just 100. Then we will go a little bit outside on the highway and drive a little bit faster. Man, you can hear the wind from outside right now. It's crazy windy outside, and you start to hear a little bit, not only hear but also feel a little bit, even though these electric cars, they are super heavy and usually they are not so affected by the wind, you know, because they are not so light. They have almost 2 tons, so that means you stay pretty well on the road when it's windy. (115 km/h). The car is doing great. I hope the tire pressure go a little bit higher. Yeah, 2.7. If we go to 2.8, it's just fine. The error you see, it's just disappear right now. When it goes to 2.8, it will disappear this error from here. But they are much more softer. You feel how softer they are when you're driving. Man, it's so windy. I feel it from the side. I can only imagine how the other cars feel this wind. Right now you can hear it a little bit more also inside the cabin. Even though you don't have super high speed, you can hear that wind. So right now we have kind of the worst conditions for consumption. We have winter tires, we have no pressure, not enough pressure in winter tires, and we have super cold weather, we have a cold battery, a cold car. So those will be the worst condition that you can get from this car, and probably the worst consumption that you can get from this car. And I'm happy that I do that, so we can see what can we expect worser when it comes to consumption. Right now the car try to regenerate some energy back into the battery. That's good. The tire pressure stabilized a little bit to 2.8. That means no error, but still not enough pressure in the tire, so I have to put a little bit more pressure a little bit later after this trip probably. And the consumption, it's 280 watt-hour per kilometer. 278 watt-hour per kilometer. It's not that bad. 45% battery still left. That means 185 kilometers. And of course in the end we will go to the yeah, it's fine. We will go in the end to the supercharger station with the car cold, battery cold, and we will charge it to see what is the charging speed. And this will be a super useful information, so stay with me until the end of this video, because then we will do that. Now it's great because we had highway speed, we have a little bit of traffic speed like city, and then we go back to the highway. I try to drive a little bit faster, maybe 120, 30, and then back to the city a little bit, and then in the end we will see the consumption. And then I will stop and we will go to the supercharging station, and then we will charge it there to see the charging speed, because I know so many people are interested in this LFP battery to see actually how much the car will consume there, right? So I don't try to drive economical, I just try to drive normal. Man, how soft you feel those speed bumps with the tires like that, 2.8 winter tires. They feel super soft. The suspension right now, they're super pleasant. I just try to drive normal like I go to work and home to see what will be the real consumption. Right now it's regenerate. That's great that you have some regenerative brake. So for those of you that wonder, yeah, if I buy a Tesla, if I don't have a garage, underground parking station, what will happen if I leave it in the winter outside, how much consumption and all that stuff, you will have your answers in this video. The car have enough power. Even with this LFP battery, you can see the power is not a problem. So you have power to accelerate, you have power to go faster. It's no problem at all. So you can see 120, 130, the power is not a problem. When it comes to acceleration, no problem. Probably the car will charge slower at Tesla Supercharger. I'm really curious what will be the charging rate. But we go 130 a little bit. We keep it here for a while. We have 295 watt-hour per kilometer consumption. Pretty good for the wind that we have today, the weather, the pressure, the tires, everything. The temperature inside the cabin, it's very good, very pleasant. I don't feel cold at all. It's also extremely easy to drive it. I like it because it comes also with heating pump, by the way. Tesla Model Y, all the new models actually, even Model 3 these days come with heating pump. That means it helps to regenerate the heating from the motors inside the cabin, and not only so, it's kind of helping a lot to consume less energy when you are in the winter and you need heating inside the cabin. The car will reuse that, and that's super useful. And you can see right now 260 watt-hour per kilometer, and we go slower. Right now it's regenerating. You can see the green line that's going down, regenerate some energy back into the battery. 252 watt-hour per kilometer. And of course, right now we go in the city a little bit and we drive at city speeds. A little bit of stop and go, a little bit lower speed. And until now 250 watt-hour per kilometer was on the highway. 43% battery, so it's kind of stabilized around there. As you probably know, high speed with cold weather is the worst for electric cars, plus the climatic system, air conditioning in the summer. Otherwise you will be just fine, but 248 watt-hour per kilometer is not that bad on these worst conditions, but we will see until the end. So we drive until now 14 kilometers. So we have, this is kind of the perfect route that simulate going to work for many people, like highway a little bit and then going in the city. In most of the countries, this will be the route. So if you have just one of it, just the highway or just the city, you can make an idea, because right now we have 250 was on the highway and we go in the city, and I see that in the city the consumption is even lower. Also, what I definitely recommend you is that in the winter have winter tires, summer tires, because they will perform better, you will have better consumption, and you will have better grip and much more safety. Last night was ice everywhere on the roads and my tires were so good, were gripping so well. Also on the snow, I was surprised. I have Bridgestone tires, Bridgestone Blizzak LM005, and they are the best tires in kind of wet winter conditions. For the grip, they are super good. As long as it's not super high level of snow, the car will do just great. Or super ice, then yeah. But other than that, it's just they are really good. Now the consumption is going lower. Right now it's 240 watt-hour per kilometer, as I expected. And now we will get some traffic here a little bit, like I was expected, but not that bad, not that big, so that's good. And I can't wait these days. You have also power to go in. I can't wait these days. I have to go to test Toyota CHR, the new one. I can't wait to see it and to test it. So if you want to see that one, stay close, because it will come soon on the channel. Anyway, 238 watt-hour per kilometer. It's going lower here in the city. When you drive slowly like that, the consumption is going definitely lower, so that's a good thing. I did a test last night. I did a video. Probably it's already on the channel. If it's not, stay close to see it. I did a video where I test the car. I leave it for 12 hours in minus 6-8 degrees with the climatic system on, 22 degrees camp mode, 12 hours in super cold weather outside. And if you want to see the result, if you want to see how much battery the car was losing in these 12 hours holding the 22 degrees inside the cabin, check out next days, because this test, it's crazy interesting. Because many people say that if you get stuck with an electric car in the snow, you can get stuck there and you lose all the energy super fast, and you don't have any more battery to move on. And I try to answer to this myth question or wonder, and if you want to see that, check that video out. Will be the results are super interesting. Now we have 232 watt-hour per kilometer, so the consumption is going lower, and we drive in the city, so I think it's enough for the test. I was expect to have bigger consumption, to be honest, but the consumption is pretty fine. It's pretty fine from my point of view. It's better than I was expecting. And the tire pressure are also higher right now. Let's see, 2.8. Yeah, super soft. We will try to stop here, to park around here to see the result. Down here it's some snow. Let's see a brake. How we'll handle the car in this snow. What? Just a little bit of slip ring there. It's a little bit slip ring. I can feel that. Look at this. Even though with winter tires you feel a little bit, you have to take care how you drive. So we have to drive gently and slowly, but pretty interesting. Anyway, let me park it here. I'm not into drifting right now. You can see even on the camera, reverse camera, we have a little bit of ice here. How cool is that? Man, it's crazy cold parking. And that's it, guys. Consumption 232 watt-hour per kilometer, 18 kilometers. City driving, highway driving, 4 kilowatt-hour lost, 42% left. So from my point of view, I think it's better than I was expecting. I was expecting around 300 watt-hour per kilometer. Because the tire pressure, because cold, because battery cold, everything cold, and even the regenerative brake, it's a little bit limited. But now I hope and the climatic system, it's on 22 degrees inside. It's just holiday like Miami, like I don't know, Caraïbes or any Thailand or other country that it's super hot. It feels really good inside, really pleasant. When you look outside, it's crazy cold. It's still ice here on the window, even in the back. So that was the test, guys. I hope you definitely enjoy it. I hope you get some useful information from here. If you wanna see the video with the car left in the cold for 12 hours and see how much battery it lost with the climatic system on all the time for 12 hours, check that out. That will answer a lot of questions. Thank you for watching again. As always, guys, I really appreciate that. Also, if you want to buy a Tesla, if you need a referral code, I will leave it on the screen, also in the description, so you can use mine. Also, if you need help, I will help you with every single question you have. All right, guys, we reach out the Supercharger station. As you see, I didn't plan before on the navigation system. I didn't precondition the battery before. 34% battery. It's still cold, the battery, still -2 degrees here, still ice on the windows. And let's see right now. Of course, here it's much more warm, but it doesn't matter. This is the level 3 Supercharger station, and let's see the charging speed on LFP battery standard range in super cold condition without precondition before. And this is it. Let's wait a little bit. 33. I'm really curious. So if you don't precondition the battery before you go to Supercharger and you just drive in condition under zero, cold condition, probably the speed will be limited to, you can see, 44 kilowatts around here. Usually if you have the other battery, until now it should be around 80 kilowatt, but here you can see it limited to 42 kilowatt hour, 41. So the speed will be limited to 41 kilowatt. Wow, interesting. I was expect that, but I was expect to be a little bit higher. But yeah, I guess this is the disadvantage of having an LFP battery. The voltage, it's much more stable. That allows the battery to have a longer cycle life than the other one. So the life of the battery will be longer because it's charged and it control the voltage better, and it's charged at a lower speed. That mean it's slower, but it's better for the battery in long term because it will last longer than the other batteries. So overall, you can see it's limited to 41 kilowatts. So you charge at Supercharger station V3 and you charge it with 41 kilowatt. Probably if you wait a little bit longer, will be get a little bit warmer and then you will charge faster, but I'm not sure about that because you will need probably a very long time, taking in consideration the fact that outside last night was minus 8 degrees and I hold the car outside in the cold weather, and now it's for the first time when it feels a little bit of heating and charging. So yeah, anyway, this is it, guys. It make no sense. Next time, yeah, look at this. Next time, navigate to Supercharger. Next time, you give me tips, babe. Oh, and Tesla tell me, hey, next time navigate to Supercharger before you come here. Look at this. Battery temperature low. It says like charging rate limited by low temperature battery. Vehicle it's improving battery temperature to increase the charging rate, and then we'll charge probably a little bit faster, so still 40 kilowatt hour. So it's really interesting the fact that it gives you tips and stuff like that, but I just want to do that in order to show you what will be the charging rate for LFP battery. If you will definitely precondition the battery before you come here, probably the charging speed will be higher, probably will be close to 100 kilowatt, but in general it is what it is, and this is what I want to show you guys.